So can we talk about it because like when there is an idea that comes up or a thought that comes up, when it's active, it'll come up 20, 30 times in a day. And it'll come in as just as a passing, or it'll, and I guess I want to know, like, do I have to work with it? Or
Well, the work to do is to enjoy the thought when it comes. Mm-hmm. And don't contrive it. Don't try to make more of it. Focus on being the receiver of it rather than the creator of it. That really is something that we are really talking about here, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Be the receiver of it. Because step one is you created it through the contrast that you lived. You already asked for it. And Source helped with the creation of it by becoming the vibrational equivalent of it. So the creation of it is done to that point. The creation of it is done. Now you're wanting to be the receiver, the allower, the realizer of it, you see. And so don't overthink it. Just put yourself in that soft place where you can receive it. And if it's coming, when you say the idea comes 20 or 30 times in a day, it's worth acknowledging what's the holdup. And the reason that we put it to you that way is because once an idea comes, then the next idea that comes will have more momentum, and the next, but you won't get 20 or 30 times into it before there's a manifestation about it. So if the manifestations beyond the thoughts and the emotions seem to be holding themselves off, what it always means is you've got more wobble in there than you're acknowledging. Mm-hmm. So the thought keeps coming in response to, in other words, here's the way it is. So you're wobble free to this point, and the thought comes, ooh, this is really, really good. The thought comes, we're just going to savor it for just a little while. The thought comes, occurs, manifests to the degree that your wobblelessness allows it. So let's say that you're wobble free to here. You haven't stayed wobble free all the way to here, so the momentum hasn't really taken you into that high flying place. But you're wobble free to here. So the idea comes to there, but that's as far as you go. So the idea comes to there, but that's as far as you go. Are you with us on this? So the idea comes to there, but that's as far as you go. Because you've been introducing enough wobble that you don't get, that the momentum doesn't take you to here and to here and to here and to here. See, once you get on this track, this is what we want you to hear. In the wobble-free understanding and application, you can move from an idea all the way to manifestation. Instant manifestation is something that is livable, it's doable, it is achievable. If you can conceive of something that you want, you can realize it completely, and are to the degree that your wobble freeness is allowing it. So a good way to say it, if somebody says, how's that coming along? Pretty good, but clearly I've got a wobble in there, up the trail a little bit. I'm good to this point, and I'm good to this point. Must be good to this point, because that's where I keep thinking about it. It keeps coming here, 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 here. But it's got to move to the next level. Everything has to move to the next level, or it's not working in the way that it is intended. Nothing stands still in this dynamic universe. Nothing stands still. So you are moving toward or away from what you really want. This is really worth talking about, isn't it? So what about, wouldn't it be nice if, isn't it nice that it is exactly as we are about to speak it to you? So here you are. You're on the leading edge of all of this. You're wobble-free because you want to be. You're wobble-free because you like it that way. You're wobble-free because you practice it that way. You're wobble-free because you care more about how you feel than anything else. You're wobble-free because you practice it. You're wobble-free because it feels good. You're wobble-free because you'd rather feel good than not feel good. You're wobble-free because you've been there. You're wobble-free because you believe you can be wobble-free. You're wobble-free because you like it, and there you are in this leading edge of wobble-free thought. And then a new idea comes, and you wobble just a little bit. What are you going to do about it? You're going to deal with the wobble right now at the first inception of the first wobble? We would. Yes. So that what begins to happen is the ideas just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. You will never stagnate. And the new ideas will never cease to come. So first there is the thought. Start again. First there is the vibration. Start again. First there is the emotion. Start again. First there is right here where I stand, and it doesn't matter what you call it. First there is right here where I stand. It doesn't matter what I call it. Here I am. Offering a thought, yeah, I call it a thought. Offering a vibration, yeah, I call it a vibration. Offering emotion, yeah, let's hone in on the emotion. Here I am feeling this. Here I am feeling this in response to thoughts and vibrations that might be obvious to me, might not be obvious to me, but if it feels good, I like this. So now I focus in on the thought. I focus in on the thought of the feeling, and then momentum begins to ensue. And then a thought comes to me. So Abraham, are you saying, for the first time ever in all of the universe, visiting with physical friends, that at the point that you call it a thought, it is a vibration that has been realized? Yes. Abraham, are you saying, we're good all by ourselves, if you notice? Are you saying that an emotion becomes an emotion, that an emotion evolves from a vibration to an emotion at the point that it is realized by a perceiver like me? Are you saying that vibration is all around and that we are translating vibration into meaningful, tactile things that we are calling thoughts and emotions, but they are all vibrations that we are receiving because our point of attraction has put us in the place of calling them in? Ooh, don't you love knowing this? Don't you? So where does this put you? What does it make you think? We chose you deliberately because we know that you can dialogue about this. What does it make you think about? What are your vibrational translations? What thoughts and words do you want to say about the expansion of vibration? Isn't that where it's all at? Do you really want to explore the planet and learn all the facts and all the dates and all the history and all the places and get all the names? Do you really want? Is that really what you want to be thinking about? Or do you want to be a perceptual transmitter and receiver, and do you want to acknowledge the power of vibration? And if you've decided that you want to acknowledge and harness and flow this powerful vibration, which the entire universe is built upon, can you acknowledge that you can be a transmitter or a receiver of vibration? You are a transmitter or a receiver of vibration. Which matters most? Your reception or your transmission? It's a trick question. Be careful. They are equally powerful and important because in co-creation, if a vibration vibrates in the forest and there's no one there to hear it, did it really vibrate? In other words, so if there are thoughts that are transmissions and if there are thoughts that you are receiving and they are all important to the mix, then here's the question that we really want to ask you, and we know that you're ready to answer it. Which matters most in the transmission and the receiving of thoughts? The thought itself, or the alignment with the desire and source? In other words, do you ever want to think a thought again just for the sake of thinking the thought? Do you want to have conversations about facts, or do you first want to assess if you are receiving a thought that source is transmitting? Stay with us, because there are thoughts being transmitted all over the place. There are people transmitting thoughts that are telling you that your planet is in peril. There are thoughts that are being transmitted that are saying that you are unworthy or that you are inappropriate. There are thoughts being transmitted about all kinds of things. But if you are accepting that there are thoughts that are transmitted and thoughts that are being received, and you understand that both are important, don't you first want to put yourself in the receptive mode of aligning with thoughts that the source within you is thinking, is knowing? And then once you're in vibrational alignment, once you've received that transmission, once you're on that signal, then begin thinking your thoughts. Now we're right out here in a leading edge where we have never been before. And we are answering questions that you've been asking because we know that you've been pondering this. You've been wondering, well, Abraham, you first you said that I create my own reality. So you made me believe that I should just get out there and think. So I was out there thinking thoughts, and I go, cancel, trying to suck that thought back because I could feel that wasn't the thought that I wanted to think, that I wanted to manifest. And then you started telling me that while I do create my own reality, that really what I ought to be doing is receiving, that I ought to be in the mode of allowing. And so I started paying attention to the way I feel. And then now you're talking about the wobble, and now I don't know, Abraham, am I supposed to be thinking these thoughts, or am I supposed to be receiving thoughts that somebody else is thinking? What's the deal here? Well, here's the deal. You want to tune to the frequency of who you are and then collectively collaborate with the source within you in the creation of that which comes next. Because when we say that you are the creator of your own reality, we mean that everything will come to you in response to the thoughts that you're thinking. But you are among the unique handful of people who are now on the cusp of really understanding what it's like to harness the leverage of the energy that creates worlds and flow in conjunction with source, creator, source, ideas that are important to you. Can you feel the distinction that we are making? You just don't want to think any old random thought for the sake of thinking. First, you want to tune to the frequency of the creator of all that is. And then let the uniqueness of the life that you've lived manifest. So did you get that? So now we're going to tell you why that's already been going on in a version that you've been listening to from us for a while, but it's going to click into place in a whole new way. We said to you, you were non-physical before you came into this body. You still understand that, don't you? Then we said to you, you in this physical body are an extension of what is non-physical. So far, so good. You're still following that. Then we said to you, you're exploring the variety of your time-space reality, knowing what you don't want and therefore knowing what you do want. With us so far, and launching rockets of desires, preferences, intentions, desires. You're launching them, and they are going ahead of you vibrationally, meaning that they have not yet manifested. They actually are now. It is a now reality. This vibrational reality that we began calling the vortex is the vibrational version of your creative extension. So you've already done the sifting and sorting. You've already done the asking. You've already done the creating. And now you are tuning yourself to the frequency to allow that which you've created to be received by you in full manifested form. You see how it works? So now, knowing what you know, can you see how you could shorten the version of this in this way? You don't have to think about what you're wanting. It just happens. You don't have to take a class on what do I want. Life keeps showing you what you want. You can tell when you want something by the way your heart flutters when you see it, and you can feel when you don't want something by the way you don't want it when you see it. You can tell by the way you feel. You've got guidance within you. You always have. So step one has been being taken care of for you automatically. You pre-paved it. You set it into motion. You were born into a time-space reality that would insist on drawing it forth from you. Step one is not something that you ever again have to ever give your attention to. It's automatic. You are creating your own reality by living life here in this experience. You are an extension. It's already underway. Do you see what we're getting at? You are out here on this point where that has already taken care of. You have already created your own reality. Source has already joined you in it. Source has already, with the help of law of attraction, gathered all of the cooperative components. It's all right there for you. So what's your role? You have a singular role. It's so much simpler than you ever knew that it was. It's so much easier. You don't have to think thoughts. You just have to receive them. You don't have to get out there and make it happen. You just have to allow it to happen. You just have to find some reason in the world, scrape the world and look for a reason to feel good right here, right now, and you will have accomplished step 3 of this equation. That's all you got to do. Find a reason to feel good right now, to let everything and anything that you've ever asked for flow into your experience in the perfect order, in the perfect timing, with the perfect others. You see?